So let's start. So welcome. So for this day, discuss natin yung next na sakop ng engineering mechanics, no? So yung prelim natin, we talked about mainly yung sa statics natin. So ngayon pag-aralan natin is dynamics. Okay? So for this session, yung kinematics of particles muna tayo. Then yung isang particular part lang ng kinematics of particles yung pag-aaralan natin. Okay? So, ito sa introduction, yung 3 lang nung division ng subject natin. So, we have rigid body, deformable body, tsaka fluid mechanics, no? So, yung rigid body, ito yung engineering mechanics subject nyo ngayon. Okay? So, yung deformable body is yung strength of materials. I'm not sure kung meron pa sa curriculum nyo sa industrial engineering. Then yung third one is fluid mechanics. I'm not sure din kung meron pa din sa industrial engineering na fluid mechanics, no? Then, as I've said, yung engineering mechanics natin, yung rigid body mechanics natin is subdivided into two. So, we have yung ito. So, yung statics of equilibrium body. Okay. Oh, so, na yun. Okay. And dynamics accelerated motion body. Okay? So itong statics yung diniscuss natin ng prelim. So hindi na masyadong detailed yung para sa statics kasi kung magiging strictly static um, yung discussion natin, so, ang bawa static of rigid bodies lang na subject natin, gagawin pa natin yung mga vector, no, mga three-dimensional problems, tsaka mga iba't ibang equilibrium problems, which is hindi na nasakop dun sa syllabus natin, no? So, for today, dynamics tayo. So, dynamics, ibig sabihin, accelerated motion body na tayo. So, gumagalaw na yung mga particle natin. Okay? Then, dynamics is further subdivided into two. So, we have kinematics, tsaka kinetics. So, yung kinematics daw is yung geometric aspect ng motion and yung kinetics is the analysis of force causing the motion. Okay? So, this is yung roadmap na tawag para sa kinematics kasi as I've said, ito yung pinaka-discussion natin for today. So, yung kinematics is subdivided into three, rectilinear, curvilinear, tsaka relative motion. Ang discuss lang natin today is yung rectilinear. Then, yung magiging asynchronous nyo will be curvilinear. No? So, I'll make a video na lang din para pagdating sa example, mas detailed, no? Kasi mahirap pagbabasahin nyo lang yung example. Then, sa relative motion, I guess hindi natin to makover. So, let's see sa semis or sa finals kung ma-proceed natin dito. Then, kapag sa curvilinear motion yung pinag-usapan natin, may tatlong coordinate system tayong kinoconsider. Yung una is yung kung saan tayo nasanay, XY coordinate system. Mas meron tayong NT coordinate. So, ibig sabihin yung normal and tangent coordinate system. Okay. Then, naghang ata. And then, yung last is yung radial tsaka theta or yung spherical coordinate system natin. No? Okay. So, and so, for this session, we'll be discussing rectilinear lang muna. Okay. So, ito yung more in-depth definition. Kapag sinabi kinematics, study of geometric of motion. So, it is used to relate yung mga displacement, velocity, acceleration, and time without reference to the cause of motion. So, basically, itong kinematics is yung napag-aralan nyo na sa physics last year, no? Sa physics nyo. So, meron kayong, di ba gumagamit tayo ng yung physics, yung calculus-based na physics, no? So, dito, babalikan natin yan, no? Then, pag kinetics is yung study of relations existing between the forces acting on a body, the mass of the body, and the motion of the body. So, it is used to predict yung motion caused by given forces, also to determine the forces required to produce a given motion. Okay? Again, ito yung discussion natin for today. Rectilinear motion lang tayo. or pag-identify ng position, velocity, acceleration ng particle as it moves along a straight line. So, ito yung pinaka-keyword natin dyan. So, rectilinear, pag rectilinear pinag-uusapan natin, yung mismong movement ng body natin o ng particle natin is just a straight line. Okay? Then curvilinear motion, so same position, velocity, acceleration siya ng particle, pero along a curved line or two or three dimensions. Okay? So, ito yung magiging asynchronous na lang natin. Next. So, balikan natin yung history. So, ang pinaka first major contributor daw sa field ng kinematics or ng mechanics is si Galileo Galilei, no? So his work consisted experiments using pendulum and falling bodies. So para sa kinematics to, no? Then yung pinaka most significant na contribution sa dynamics is si Isaac Newton. So as we know, meron tayong mga Newton law of motions. So yun yung mga three fundamental laws of motion na sinasabi. Saka law of universal gravitational attraction. Okay? So, focus na tayo sa rectilinear motion. So, i-identify natin yung position, velocity, and acceleration. So, ano yung mga yan? So, sabi, a particle is moving along a straight line. So, ito yung straight line natin is said to be in rectilinear motion. So, kung halimbawa, ito yung body natin, then from the origin, yung zero, nag-move siya ng position na x, no? Ito yung position niya, x. So, since straight line lang yung movement niya, nagfo-fall under siya ng rectilinear motion. Okay? Yung position coordinate daw ng particle is defined by positive or negative distance of the particle from the fixed origin of the line. So, mula dito sa origin natin, depende kung right or left yung distance o yung direction ng mismong body natin. So, for this first image, yung mismong body natin is nag-move to the right of the path. So, meron tayong positive x position from the origin. And for dito, bawat sa kabila, sa next figure, we have a movement to the left from the origin. Kaya nangyari dito, yung position natin is negative x. Okay? So, hindi lang kita. Okay? Negative x yung position natin. So, negative distance. So, the motion of a particle, so yung motion, ito yun, itong curve na to, is known if the position coordinate for a particle is known for every value of t. So, yung motion, usually represented siya by a function or by an equation. Okay? So, let's say, for example, x is equals to 6t squared minus t cubed. Yung x natin mainly is correspond dun sa displacement natin or yung sa position natin. Like, for example, dito. Yung distance natin, x, no? So, yung x na yan, meaning distance, position, okay? Then, yung t is time. Kaya yung graph na ginagamit natin para i-present yung motion is tinatawag natin xt graph, no? So, yung um, ginawa natin, yung x natin o yung position natin, distance is yung y-axis natin o yung ordinate. Then, yung abscissa natin is yung time. Yung x-coordinate natin is yung time. Then, nakuha tong motion na to, itong graph na to, by assigning value of t. No? So, halimbawa, from 0, ito, naglagay ka ng 0 value, makukuha mo yun. No? Tapos, naglagay ka ng 2. So, yung equivalent niya, pag nag-substitute ka dito ng 2, so, halimbawa, 6 times 2 squared minus 2 cubed. So, we have 6 times 4 minus 8. So, 24 minus 8 or 16. Kaya makikita nyo dito, kung 2 yung 2 seconds, yung position niya dito, 16. So, ibig sabihin, itong curve na to na-plot siya ng ganyan by substituting values of time from 0, starting from 0 to infinity, no? So, pwede pong magbago yung shape niya, no? So, dito pinakita lang is hanggang 6 seconds, okay? So, pagdating nyo ng 6 seconds, nagkameron siya ng 0 distance. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? siguro bumalik na siya dun sa position niya kaya naging 0 na ulit siya, okey? So, parang makikita niyo nung hanggang 4 seconds, 32 meters yung layo niya mula dun sa original position niya, then habang tumatagal yung oras, pabalik siya dun sa original position niya, okey? So, makikita niyo naman dito, sa X natin, okey? So, consider natin yung particle P, okey, at a time t, okey. So, halimbawa ito yung, for given time t, ito yung posisyon ni P, then halimbawa, nagkameron tayo ng change in time. So, nagkameron tayo ng delta t, kaya may change in time. So, kapag nagkameron ng bagong nadagdagan yung oras natin, magbabago siyempre yung posisyon ng P natin. So, kaya nagkameron ng P prime, 'no? So, yung difference nung bagong posisyon ni P minus dun sa initial position ni P is tinawag nating delta x or yung change sa distance nung, initial particle natin, 'no? Then meron tayong tinatawag dito na average velocity. So, average velocity is equals to change nung, change ng position or yung x natin, distance, over change in time. So, meaning, itong average velocity na 'to is yung velocity niya from the original position niya papunta dun sa new position niya. So, yun yung average velocity niya o yung kanyang, ah, bilis pagpunta dito sa location na 'to, okey? Ta's tinatawag nating instantaneous velocity kapag kinuha natin um, yung relationship nung increment, yung halimbawa may mga infinitesimal na section dito, yung maliliit na section. So, hanggang mag-approach ng 0 yung change natin sa time. So, ang formula lang natin for instantaneous velocity is just the limit of nung given natin na average velocity as yung change ng t natin approaching 0, okey? So, kung matatandaan niyo yung formulang ito is anong formula 'to? So, kapag sa limit, ito yung formula para makuha yung derivative natin or yung derivative by increment. Kaya nandito, 'no? Ito 'yan, which is yung instantaneous velocity natin equals yun sa derivative nung x in terms, with respect to time. So, ibig sabihin kung may formula tayo ng x, like for example this one, 6t squared minus t cubed yung function natin. Para makuha natin yung velocity, kunin lang natin yung first derivative niyan. Yun yung magiging instantaneous velocity natin. Which is, so pag kinuha natin yung derivative niyan, so saan natatandaan ng derivative? So 'di ba ito is yung derivative of power lang naman. So 6 times 2 t, 2 minus 1 minus 3 t, 3 minus 1. We have 18. Sorry, 12 lang. So 12 t minus 3t squared which is equal dito, no? Sabihin first derivative nung, mismong position natin is yung velocity natin. Okay? So sabi dito, instantaneous velocity may be positive or negative. So depende sa direction kung to the right, tapos inassume mo na yun yung positive sense mo, sabihin velocity mo is greater than 0 or positive. Then kapag, against siya ng direction or dun sa opposite direction yung travel ng velocity mo, so siyempre negative yung velocity natin. So magnitude of velocity is referred to as particle speed. Okay? Then dito meron naman tayo ditong um, velocity time curve naman 'to, 'no? So makikita lang natin dito kung halimbawa hindi given yung mismong function natin, ito yung function natin. So 'tong graph na 'to, na-prepare 'yan gamit 'tong equation na 'to, 'no? So halimbawa kapag 0 yung time natin, 0 yung velocity natin, okay? So paano 'pag naging 2 yung velocity natin? Yung time natin naging 2, v is equals to 12t minus 3t squared. So is equals to 12 times 2 minus 3 times 2 squared. So we have 24 minus, so 3 times 4 is 12, so meron tayong 12. So kaya makikita nyo dito, yung 2 seconds natin, naka 12 meter per second siya. Okay? Then, yung succeeding nating values, yan na, no? So, ibig sabihin dito, yung velocity natin, nagne-negative na siya. After 2 more seconds sa 4 meters natin, nag-zero yung velocity natin. So, maaring nag-ano siya, nag-stop siya, no? Then after another 2 seconds, after 4 seconds, is nag-decline yung velocity natin. So, yung particle speed natin is nag-negative na, no? So, meaning, pwedeng nag-change ng direction yung position natin. Okay? Then last is yung acceleration natin, no? So, yung sa acceleration, consider ulit natin yung particle natin, yung with velocity v natin. Then kapag nag-change tayo ng position, meron tayong increase in time. So, may change t tayo. So, definitely may change in velocity din tayo dito. Kaya merong change in velocity. Okay? So, para makuha naman si instantaneous acceleration, ang formula naman niya is, so yung average acceleration naman natin is velocity over time. So, para makuha yung instantaneous niya, kailangan kunin natin yung infinitesimal na na acceleration niya. So, madaming smaller step dito hanggang mag-approach ng zero yung mismong change in time natin. Tatawag natin siyang instantaneous acceleration. So, ang instantaneous acceleration daw, positive siya kapag increasing positive yung velocity natin. Okay? And then, pwede siyang maging positive pero decreasing negative yung velocity natin kasi sa kabilang direction yung velocity natin. Okay? So, pwede naman siya maging negative kapag decreasing positive velocity siya. So, negative yung acceleration pero positive yung velocity natin. Then, yung last is kapag increasing uh, negative velocity. Okay? So, parehas magiging negative yung value ng acceleration at nung velocity natin. Okay? So, from the definition ng derivative natin, no, pag nakita natin, kung meron ulit tayong limit ng change ng v over t, so meaning, kailangan natin i-derive si velocity with respect to time. Kaya nagkameron ng dv over dt. Tapos kapag i-refer natin siya dun sa x natin, sa position natin, si acceleration daw makukuha natin by simply getting the second derivative of the given position function natin. No? So, basta second derivative lang siya. So, ito kanina, ito yung nakuha natin first derivative ng x natin, 12t minus 3t squared. So, pag dinerive lang ulit yan, ito yung makukuha natin. So, since dinerive ulit natin yung first derivative, second derivative yung derivation niya, equals na siya sa acceleration. Then, we can see here, ito yung acceleration versus time na graph natin. So, nakalagay dito kapag zero yung acceleration natin, meron siyang initial agad na 12 meter per second squared na acceleration. Then, habang tumataas yung time natin, habang tumatagal yung time, nagde-decrease yung acceleration natin. Okay? So, apply natin yan sa later pa pala. Before we apply that to an example, consider muna natin to. So, halimbawa, ito yung given natin kaninang x. Tapos ito yung first derivative niya. Ito yung second derivative niya. Tapos ito yung mga curve na nandun kanina, no? So, nire-write lang natin. So, yung observation natin, at t is equals to 0 o yung initial position natin or habang wala pang nangyayari, yung position at velocity natin is 0. The acceleration natin is 12 meters. Okay? So, kung titingin sa graph, lahat ng 0 point, no? So, ito yung 0. So, 0 distance, 0 velocity, 12 yung mismong acceleration natin. Then, at t is equals to 2 seconds. So, 2 seconds, so lahat ng to. So, sa 2 seconds, acceleration natin is 0. Okay? Velocity natin is 12. Then ang position natin is 16. Okay? Then at 4 seconds, so position natin 4 seconds is 32 meters. So maximum position natin. Dito, nagbalik siya sa 0. Then naging negative 12 yung acceleration natin. Then at 6 seconds, yung position natin is na bumalik sa 0. Velocity natin is naging negative 36. Then dito, naging negative 24 yung acceleration natin. So this should be negative, no? Negative. Okay? So recall that yung motion ng particle, as we have said kanina, yun yung position ng given particle natin for a known value of time. Okay? So typically, conditions of motion are specified by the type of acceleration experienced by the particle. So determination of velocity and position requires two successive integrations. Okay? So kung halimbawa, given naman yung acceleration daw, para makuha natin yung velocity, i-integrate naman natin ng isang beses. Para makuha yung position o yung distance niya, kailangan integrate natin twice. Okay? Kaya meron ng two successive integrations dito. Then we have three classes of motion defined by time, position, and velocity. No? So yung acceleration as a function of time is written as a is equals to f of t. Acceleration in terms of position equals siya sa a is equals to f of b x. Then yung acceleration in terms of velocity, so f of b. Okay? So ito yung mga formulas na ginagamit natin for rectilinear kinematics. So yung mga time-dependent acceleration, so ito na mismo yung ginagamit natin sa physics, no? Ito yung ano natin, ah, ito yung position natin. Then para makuha si velocity, derivative ng position natin. Then puwedeng makuha si acceleration by derivative ng velocity or double, 2 derivation, no? Second derivative nung position natin. Then may makukuha tayong relationship ng acceleration tsaka ng velocity. Kapag sinubstitute natin yung, dt dito, no, maaalin dito sa formulang 'to, makukuha natin 'tong value 'to. Then kapag constant acceleration tayo, so meaning hindi nagbabago yung value ng a all throughout nung, ah travel nung mismong particle natin along a straight path. Ito yung daw yung mga given na equations natin. So itong mga equations na papapakita natin kung paano na-derive 'to, no? So iisa-isahin natin 'yan. So itong mga given na value ng acceleration nag-a-apply 'to sa free falling objects. So ito yung mga, ah, usually yung mga tinatapon na object na halimbawa yung bola 'pag tinapon, 'pag pinahanap sa'tin yung velocity and position niya after a certain time, ito yung mga ginagamit na value ng acceleration. So in metric system, 9.81 meter per second square. And sa English system, siya ay 32.2 feet per second square. Okay? So pakita natin o palabasin natin tong given constant acceleration formulas natin. Okay? Yung first one is yung velocity natin as a function of time. Okay? So pinakita dito, so we have daw dito, 'di ba, ang alam natin na yung acceleration natin is equal sa derivative ng velocity natin. So pag kinuha natin yung cross multiplication niyan, then kinuha natin yung integration niyan. So yung integration natin is from since dt to, so from initial time, so usually 0 yung initial natin from yung time na hinahanap natin, then from yung velocity natin is from initial velocity papunta sa final velocity. Okay? Pag dinerive natin yan, this will be a t in terms ng 0t is equals to v in terms ng v sub 0 and v. So magiging a times t is equals to ano 'to? So v minus v sub o, or para makuha natin yung velocity as a function of time. So, kunin natin yung v, transpose natin sa kabila yung initial velocity natin. Kaya nagkameron tayo ng v sub o plus a and t, which is equal dito sa given equation na to. Okay? Next is we have position as a function of time. So, alam natin 'di ba na si velocity ay equal sa derivative ni position o ni distance with respect to time. So, v dt is equals to ds. Okay? Pero na-identify natin na ang v is equals to v initial plus act, no? Kaya v initial plus a at, no? dt is equals to ds. So, para makuha si position, ito is i-integrate ulit natin. So, dito in terms ng time tayo, so from 0 to t, and ito is from initial position to final position. So, ito will be v 0t, okay, plus a t squared is equals to s lang, tapos apply natin yung s minus s sub 0. So, s minus s sub 0. So, equals to sa final position is equals to initial position plus velocity, initial velocity times time plus acceleration t squared over 2. Okay? So, kasi n plus 1 over integral tayo, no? N plus 1 over n plus 1. Okay? So, which is equal dito. So, given formula natin na yan. Okay? Then, kapag velocity as a function of a position, okay? So, yung kanina na relationship natin na a is equals to dv over dt, tsaka d, uh, we have v is equals to ds over dt. So, kapag si dt is equals to dv over a, so, substitute natin will be ds over dv over a. Okay? Ang mangyayari, v is equals to ds times a over dv, or v dv is equals to a ds, which is equal na dito sa formula natin na nasa taas. Okay? Then pag kinuha natin yung initial velocity and final velocity and initial position and final position, we have, kunin natin yung derivative. So we have v squared over 2, v sub 0, v is equals to a s sub 0, tsaka s. So we have, so v squared, we have 1/2 b squared minus v sub o squared is equals to a s minus s sub 0. And para makuha si final velocity, multiply natin both side by 2. So we have v squared minus v sub o squared, 2a s minus s sub o. So v squared, final velocity, is equals to initial velocity squared plus 2a times s minus s sub o. Okay? Which is doon nakuha yung equation na yan. Okay? So let's have our first example. So nakalagay dito, okay, so the position of a particle is s is equals to 0.5 t cubed plus 40 feet. Okay, where t is in seconds. Determine the velocity and the acceleration of the particle when t is equals to 3 seconds. So ang given sa atin is yung position. Okay, s is equals to 0.5 t cubed plus 40. Okay, pinapahanap is yung velocity and acceleration. So alam natin na si velocity is equals lang sa first derivative lang ni s with respect to time, and si acceleration is second derivative ni position with respect to time or de-derive natin yung makukuha nating velocity with respect to time. Okay? So para makakuha tayo ng value, sa-substitute mo lang yung t is equals to 3 seconds dun sa makukuha mong sagot. Okay? So this will be first derivative 0.5 times 3 t squared minus 4, or we have 1.5 t squared minus 4. Kung sa-substitute na natin yung 3, so we have 1.5 times 3 squared minus 4, 1.5 times 9 minus 4, or we have 17.5 feet per second. Okay? So ito yung hinahanap nating velocity. Para sa acceleration, so second derivative nung position o yung derivative na lang ulit nitong given nating v. So we have 1.5 times 2t, plus 0 naman pag constant. So we have 3t, or 3 times 3. So we have 9 feet per second squared. Okay? So yan yung hinahanap dun sa problem na velocity and acceleration ng particle after 3 seconds. Okay. Question for first example. Okay. Next, let's try another example. So, ito daw. Meron daw tayong car in the figure that moves in a straight line. Yung velocity daw niya is defined by this equation. So, given yung equation ng mismong car natin, ng velocity niya, where t is in seconds, determine yung position and acceleration when t is equals to 3 seconds. Okay, 3 seconds ulit. Tapos, given na doon sa initial time natin, okay, so hindi pa nagsisimula, ang position daw ng car natin is 0. So, ibig sabihin, yung position natin, yung s is equals to 0, yung t is equals to 0 natin, nandito pa lang yung kotse, no? Nasa 0 pa lang. Okay? So, para ma-solve natin, kailangan, ano yung pinapahanap? Determine its position. Okay? So, position yung pinapahanap sa atin. So, ano yung formula natin? So, insert lang ako ng, okay? So, we have yung given velocity daw natin is equals sa 3t squared plus 2t. Okay? Pinapahanap yung position. So, again, di ba ang velocity ay equals sa ds over dt. Okay? Pag kinuha natin yung um, formula natin yan. So, we have 3t squared plus 2t dt is equals to ds. And then, ang mangyayari, yung dito sa velocity side natin, ito yung sa velocity, no? Okay? Pero in terms of time to, so yung sa initial natin, sinabi naman na yung initial position and initial time natin is 0. Then, ang hinahanap natin is yung final position and yung final time natin, no? Sorry. Final time tsaka final position. Okay? So, we have 3t cubed over 3 plus 2t squared over 2. Okay? So, hindi natin kailangan mag-plus c kasi may definite integral tayo. So, meron tayong 0t is equals to s 0s. Okay? So, we will cancel out natin to. So, we have t cubed plus t squared is equals to s. Okay? So, para makuha natin yung position, given sa atin na si t daw is after 3 seconds. So, makukuha natin yung value ni s. Yung position natin is equals to 3 cubed plus 3 squared. So, we have 27 plus 9, or we have s is equals to 36. ang unit natin na ginamit is feet per second. So, kung position yan, feet to. Okay? So, ito na yung position na hinahanap sa atin. So, sa problem. Position. Determine its position, no? Next is yung acceleration niya. So, kailangan identify natin yung acceleration niya. So, para makuha si acceleration, again, given yung formula ni velocity. So, velocity is equals to 3t squared plus 2t. So, kunin lang natin yung derivative niyan. So, yun yung acceleration natin. No? So, we have 3 times 2t plus 2. So, we have 6t plus 2. So, when t is equals to 3 seconds, is equals to 6 times 3 plus 2. So, we have acceleration is equals to 18 plus 2, or A is equals to 20 feet per second squared. So, ito yung acceleration natin after 3 seconds. Okay? So, ito yung solution natin for the second example. Question? Okay. Let's have our third one. Okay. So, a car starts from rest. Okay, starts from rest. So, ibig sabihin, alam na kagad natin na wala pa siyang velocity, no? So, ang initial velocity natin dito is 0. And with constant acceleration, okay, so constant yung acceleration natin. So, hindi nagbabago. Achieves a velocity of 15 meters per second when it travels 200 meters. Okay? So, yung velocity natin, final velocity natin is 15 meters per second. Tapos, yung final position natin o yung distance natin is 200 meters daw. Okay? Determine the acceleration of the car and the time required to reach 200 meters. Okay? So, ang wala sa atin is yung acceleration tsaka yung time. Okay? So, dito hindi in terms of function of time, yung acceleration natin. So, yung mga na-derive nating formulas kanina, pwede natin gamitin at pagpilian. Ano? So, yung mga na-derive natin is kanina is yung final velocity is equals to initial plus A times T. Mas meron din tayong na-derive na V squared is equals to V initial velocity squared plus 2AS. Okay? Okay, so para mahanap natin yung acceleration, tingnan natin yung given natin. So ito yung unang may formula natin na acceleration. Meron ba tayong V? Yes, meron tayong V. Meron tayong V sub 0, yung initial, meron. Time, meron ba tayo? So wala. Okay? So unknown yung A at T dito. So hindi natin magagamit yung first equation. Kung tayo second equation, V meron, V sub 0 meron, 2. Tapos yung S given sa atin, no? Yung na-travel niya is 200 meters. So pwede natin gamitin si second equation para makuha si value of A. Okay? So we have V squared is equals to VO squared plus 2AS. So transpose natin. So 2AS is equals to V squared minus V sub 0. Divide natin both side by 2S. Okay? So ang acceleration natin makuha natin final velocity squared minus initial velocity squared minus over 2 times yung position natin. So this will be 15 squared minus 0 squared all over 2 times 200. So we have, so ano natin yung calcu? 15 squared over 400. So we have 0.5625 meter per second squared. Okay? So yan yung acceleration natin. So since may acceleration na tayo, pwede natin makuha yung time using yung first equation natin. So itong equation na to, no? Kasi meron na tayong acceleration. So V is equals to V sub O plus AT. So T will be equals sa V minus V sub O over A. So we have 15 minus 0 all over 0.5625. So time natin is equals to 15 yung over yung acceleration. We have 26.67 seconds. Okay? So ito yung acceleration and time na hinahanap natin given yung final velocity natin na 15 meter per second and the final position na 200 meters. Okay? Question? Okay. I hope naintindihan kung walang tanong, no? So let's try another one. So yung next one, a train start from rest. Okay? Start from rest, ibig sabihin velocity agad natin, initial velocity ay 0. And travels with a constant acceleration of 1 meter per second squared. So meron tayong acceleration. Okay? Determine the velocity of the train. Okay? V, unknown tayo. When time is equals to 30 seconds. Okay? And the distance traveled, ano yung distance travels after, during that time. Okay? So gamitin lang natin yung mga formula. So V is equals to V sub O plus 80. Dito, meron tayong value ng V sub O, meron tayong A, meron tayong T, makukuha natin yung final velocity. So V is equals to 0 plus 1 times 30. So velocity natin is 30 meter per second. Okay? Para makuha si position and distance, so we have V squared is equals to V sub O squared plus 2AS. Okay? Para makuha si S, magiging siyang um, S is equals to B squared. So dito, tama ba yung formula ko? 2AS. Okay? So we have B squared minus V sub O squared over 2A. So we have 30 squared minus 0 squared over 2 times 1. So we have S is equals to 900 over 2 is 450 meters. Okay? So yan yung hinahanap sa atin. Okay? So last example. So we have a man standing at a window, 5 meters tall. Okay? So ito free falling example na to, free falling body na to, was watching a falling stone pass by the window in 0.3 seconds. From how high above the top of the window was the stone released? Okay? Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, so paano yung figure niyan? Halimbawa, meron tayong building, no? So ayun yung building natin. Tapos ito yung bintana nung mama, no? As andito siya. Ayan siya. Sabi, nag-stand siya doon sa window, 5 meters tall. Okay? So 5 meters tall. Okay. Above the top of the window was a stone raised. So, yung position ng window natin is 5 meters, assume natin from the ground, no? And then, sabi, nung 0.3 seconds, may nakita siyang stone na padaan dun sa mismong window natin. So, halimbawa may isa pang tao dito na nagtapo ng stone dito, no? Tapos, pagdating ng 0.3 seconds, nakita nung isang ni 'to si A, 'to si B. Nakita ni A yung bato, 'no? Ang tinatanong, from how high above the top of the window was the stone released? So, yung position ni B, 'no? Okey. Hinahanap kung ano yung position ni B nung nakita ni A 'yan, okey? Okey. So, paano natin na-analyze 'to? So, kailangan ma-identify natin kung, ah, gaano katagal ah, bago makarating pababa yung ano natin ano, dito, bago siya makarating dito sa ilalim, 'no? From how high above the top of the window was the stone released? Okey. So, hindi natin alam kung ano yung initial time natin, 'no? Alam lang natin is yung time na nakita siya ni dito, 'no? So, assume natin 'to na na time 2, ito yung time 1 natin. So, ibig sabihin, para makuha natin yung nga, nalilito ako dun sa problem, eh. Okey. So, 'pag freely falling yung object natin, 'di ba may formula tayo ng S dito, saan yung S natin? Okey, okey, hanapin ko lang yung formula, yung kanina. Okey, so ito yung isang formula natin, 'no? Kung nagfi-free fall tayo, siyempre nag-start yung velocity natin sa 0, 'no? So ito yung isang formulang hinahanap natin. So ibig sabihin, puwede yung sa simula natin, 'no, 5 meters. A man standing at a window 5 meters tall. Okey. So yan yung formulang gagamitin nating isa. So S is equals to B sub 0 T plus 1/2 A T squared, okey? So since free falling object 'to, ibig sabihin ng velocity natin, initial velocity natin is 0. So yung S natin will be, formula natin is magiging 1/2 AT squared na lang, okey? Okey. So kailangan yung sa initial time, ah, kailangan natin ng formula. Okey, wait lang, mhm. We have 5 meters, yung window ay 5 meters. A man standing at a window 5 meters tall. Ang 5 meters ay yung window. Okey, so try nga natin 'yan. Okey, Okay, so yung first natin, yung first time natin at 0.3 seconds, ang na-achieve na niyang distance is yung position niya after 3 seconds. So, pwede sabihin natin HB plus 5. Tatawagin natin tong H1 kasi ito ay H2, no? Is equals sa H1 na yun. Okay? So, 5 meters. So, ang pinapahanap sa atin is yung HB, no? Yung from window papunta dun sa mismong location ng initial point natin. So, kailangan natin makuha si H1. So, si H1 is yung pwede natin gamitin 'tong formulang 'to. So, H1 natin o yung distance natin is equals to 1/2 AT squared. So, since constant yung acceleration natin, may makuha tayong value diyan. Then yung time natin is 0.3 seconds. So, alam natin yung height na yun, makuha natin sa H1, no? So, 1/2, so 9.81 meter per second squared times yung time natin na 0.3 second squared. So, ito yung distance na travel niya from top papunta dun sa position ng lalaki dun sa may window. So, 9.81 times 0.3 seconds. So, ito yung height na na-travel niya, no? Okay? 0.441 meters, which is parang mali dun sa figure natin. Okay? Teka lang ha. Parang may mali dun sa tanong kasi. Okay. So, katama na yung kanina. Na yung 5 meters natin is yung location natin from dito. Okay? 5 meters. Then, okay. Wala tayong makuha equation na. Wait lang. Man standing at the window 5 meters tall watches a falling stone pass by the window in 3.3 seconds. How high above the top of the window? From the top of the window. Okay. So, kailangan natin ng distances. A man standing at the window 5 meters tall watches a falling stone pass by the window in 3 seconds. Naubos na oras natin dito ah. Okay, sabihin natin sige. Yung H1 natin. Okay. So para makuha si HB, so H1 is equals to HB plus 5. Okay. So pwedeng H1 minus HB is equals to 5 meters. Then si H1 natin is yung time. Sige, para ma-travel to hanggang dito. So ito yung unang time na given natin. Ganito yung second time na given, no? So, yung time hanggang makababa siya dun sa pinakailalim. Okay? So, yung formula ng h o yung distance natin, it will be 1/2 9.81 tapos T2, no? T2 squared minus yung sa first one natin, yung tinravel natin is T1. So, 1/2, delete ko muna to. 1/2 9.81 um, times yung T1 squared is equals to 5 meters. Okay? So, common factor to, 9.81. So, meron tayong T2 squared minus T1 squared is equals to 5 meters. So, makukuha natin si time 2. No? Kasi given yung time 1 natin. So, pwede natin makuha si T2. So, makukuha natin si T2 equal siya sa 5 times 2 over 9.81 plus yung T1 squared natin na 0.3 squared tapos i-square root natin ito. So, ang T2 natin is equals to 5 times 2 over 9.81 plus 0.3 squared tapos square root nun. So, we have 1.053 seconds. So, check nga natin sa shift solve kung tama. 0.81 times t squared minus 0.3 squared is equals to 5. Shift solve natin. So, ang T2 natin, yung time para ma-reach yung bottom. Yan, okay? So, ito, meron na tayo nito. Kung meron tayong T2, pwede natin makuha yung value ni H. Okay? So, H1 is 1/2 GT A2 squared. AT2 squared. Okay? So, 1/2 acceleration 9.81 times 1.053. So, we have yung H1, yung height ng buong building, 0.5 times 9.81 times 1.053 is equal siya sa 5.165 meters. So, ibig sabihin, para makuha natin yung height HB, yung hinahanap natin HB, so, yung formula natin kanina, H1 is equals to HB plus 5. So, HB will be H1 minus 5 or 5.165 minus 5. So, yung height from the top of the window papunta dun sa lalaking nag-drop ng bola is 0.165 meter. Okay? So, yun yung hinahanap. From how high above the top of the window was the stone was released. Okay? How high from the top of the window? Tama ba? H1, T2. Okay, so dapat total pala, total height from how high above the top of the window was the stone was released. Okay? So ito na pala yung sagot kanina. Ito, itong H1 natin. Okay? Kung tama yung figure natin. I-verify ko na lang to if tama yung given, no, later. Pero for now, itong kung based dito sa diagram natin ito. So, pinapahanap how high above the top of the window was the stone was released. Ito yung distance nung mula doon sa top ng window papunta doon sa nag-release. So ito 0.165 meters yung distance niya mula doon sa top of the window. Okay? Okay, so that ends our lecture for rectilinear motion. So I'll provide na lang additional example for free falling body para mas madagdagan yung knowledge natin regarding that topic. Okay? So if you don't have any more question, you may go to your next class. Okay?
Thank you po.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.